Now, what could happen, and it's trolled a few people over the past few weeks, I've been watching these Agana's Cave. Oh, here we go. Never mind. We're getting started. Link's house has a piece of heart. I was about to say Ice Cave can be a bit trolly sometimes, too. Sometimes it pays to go those out-of-the-way places. Sometimes it doesn't. And Sanctuary just has bombs.
LiteYear's doing the typical sign strat. I think he's going to go for the pull on the tree. It's usually good to get bombs early if you do that.
Tree has magic. That could be a help, especially if we get something like the Fire Rod early on as our primary weapon.
Bombs and Sync definitely help as well. That allows them to do a lot of the Kakariko ones.
Uncle with a big 20 looks like Vulajin and who42baker going up to see what is hidden in the tree.
Only LiteYear's doing the Uncle strat. Maybe it'll pay off? No, just a heart.
Whole lot of love. And I see there's some love from my Master Shover from Hero of Masks 2 in chat like always. We'll get it one day.
Just for reference, everyone did start at the same time. It's just the restreamers that just has to adjust it so that they're all showing the same time. And the little crab has 5 groups. Nothing major, they're just going to ignore him.
Tree's a big 20.
No Aga required yet. Don't count it out, though.
Yeah, sometimes that is the first Dark World access.
I mean, you might find yourself an hour and a half in and realize the only way to pod and... Ooh, free sword.
Mushroom is a sword. Nice. People are going to be happy about that, I'm sure.
That's a sword that everyone's going to get, for sure.
And the Forest Thief just has bombs in his back room.
Not a very rich seed so far, though.
Well, they haven't hit Village yet, and Village can be interesting. I think once I saw blue and red mail both in there. It was crazy seed.
Yeah, you can... I mean, what would be great is finding all the damaging items like mail, swords, shields just for fun, but no progression.
who42baker pulled up a map there, and as we saw, there was nothing because this is Keysanity. Aaron's checking blinds out. We've got a small key for Turtle Rock. That's one of, I believe, 4 needed there. Small key for Tower of Hera. 10 arrows and Quake. Nice.
Good quack. Parakeet is nice for sure.
Bomb upgrade in the back, no big deal there. But I believe it's 3 that's the magic number for the Turtle Rock keys. 4 is nice, but 3 I believe is what you need.
Yeah, if you have 3, you can skip the lava floating chest and still finish it. Extra sure.
Looks like Aaron's in the lead going through the village, and well, another small key, Misery Mire.
Not one of the useful ones. I think you can do Misery Mire without picking up any.
That is possible, and that's a rod. It looked like ice to me, but again, our commentary stream's a bit low res. Validation arrow, Moon Pearl, and Piece of Love.
That was indeed the ice rod. The nice rod.
That's what I always call it when I'm in chat, nice rod.
So yes, all 4 of these players are playing the same seed or method of the randomizer, so they will all find the same items in the same location.
First big key in the chicken house for Skull Woods.
That can be useful. It activates 1 chest.
money's been a little short, so we haven't seen the bottle vendor yet, and looks like Aaron is going to be paying for some bombs. Unfortunate, but sometimes necessary.
Yeah, they might have to come back to the bottle vendor. Hopefully they don't forget.
I was running a Keysanity and forgot that once, and he had a hammer. I was pounding my head into the desk for a good solid 5 minutes after realizing that. So what do you need money for anyway? The bottle vendor needs 100. Kiki needs 110 for Palace of Darkness if it's even necessary. Though with 14 chests in it, definitely is necessary. Piece of heart in the library there. What else is there? There's King Ripoff and I think the bomb shop, and that's all we need money for? Outside of course, safeties.
Well, you need 80 to do the dig game. I think 30 to do the chess game. You know the Smiths actually charge you 10 to do the sword, which is the vanilla tempered sword. And I feel like that's a rip-off. Oh, and a
magic.
Hookshot. We got Hookshot at the
that's Hookshot. Yeah. Apparently I need to clean my glasses early this run.
That is a good item. It's one of my favorite items for sure. It clears a lot of enemies like the mini Moldworms with ease.
Oh, mini Moldworm Cave is going to be easy for our runners this time. They don't have to throw bombs.
I think they're going to do a cool little trick here and dam. See if Aaron does it.
LiteYear just bought a piece of heart from the bottle vendor, and Aaron picks up small key to Turtle Rock again?
Thieves Town.
Oh, Thieves Town, okay. Big key, and then we can go beyond the first 4 rooms there.
Oh man, we got
Big key to Gadget's Tower, yeah. Oops, sorry for stepping over you there.
That's totally fine.
No guessing game today. It is just sunken treasure.
Alright, so that means when they get to Ganon's Tower, they will be going as fast through it as possible. Alright, now we're going to just see how fast this run can be.
Yeah, we've got some divergence. Vulajin's going the castle escape, whereas Aaron is going into that mini Moldworm cave, showing us the skills with the hookshot.
And we got the bow!
Oh, there's the half magic. Okay, I was just a little early on it. And our first bottle, so Sick Kid's now available.
I think this game is just handing them everything they're going to want.
You say that now. There is going to be one item buried somewhere deep in the progression. Hopefully it's the dig spot and the master shovel is needed.
I hope so.
I think at under 8 minutes, that is the fastest bow I have ever seen, though. Usually it's on Laser Bridge or something.
We got power gloves inside of Hyrule Dungeon.
Normally the blue boomerang is there, but that is nice.
Ice Rod Cave. Nope, arrow upgrade.
And Vulajin's side will soon see what's in Zelda's chest.
Aaron seems to be sporting the Squid Girl sprite for this run.
LiteYear's in the festive mode with the Sandalink. And oh, Baker taking a death on. Oh, never mind. There's a fairy. We're okay.
That's what fairies are for. Those crabs are vicious. They do 2 hearts in green mail. They do not play games.
But they move very slowly up and down. Just don't stand horizontal to them.
Vulajin's gonna opt for Dark Room Hyrule.
Ice Palace just Ice Cave, sorry, just a arrow upgrade there. Almost said Ice Palace. We're not there yet. Baker, I think, is running the wireframe sprite. So it's not your eyes. I checked mine. My glasses have been cleaned. That's normal-ish.
He's the missing no of this game. Oh, Vulajin dying inside of the Dark Room.
It'd be nice if he had the Master Sword available, because then Quake can just hit every enemy in the room. Might make them a little less deadly and a little slower.
That's a tough basement, especially the second one, where the snakes are all running at you. If you don't get the exit out of there right away, you can get really pinned into a corner.
Yep, so it looks like he's going to run the Watergate and Mini Moldworm section here. It'd be interesting to see if he goes over Agonist Cave. There might be something good there. Probably going to kick himself if there's a lamp over in there, just saying.
And everyone else is going to go to the castle, it looks like. Not getting a ton of difference. Everyone's going to check the same stuff, really.
Yeah, everybody's pretty much catching what the other racer already did, so downtime here. Not going to get a lot of info for a while.
Yeah, that means everyone will have their Ganon's Tower key as well.
So where would you go next once you've sort of cleared your current route? I'm thinking with that bow, definitely Eastern is looking promising.
I'd probably do the save and quit the Sanctuary, grab the 3 out back, and the Hyrule Escape.
True, we do have gloves.
And then, yeah, definitely Eastern. I would probably just full clear Eastern, too. Oh no, with no big key for Eastern. Even with the bow, you can't do a ton.
Yeah, and without the book, we can't do desert. Mountain don't have the lamp, so that's not in the logic, though. We've seen Vulajin Vulajin likes to brave the dark, apparently. Apparently Aaron's not afraid of the dark either.
Maybe we'll get a chance to see. It could pay off. Something big like silvers or hammer in it.
Well, even if we can't see what Aaron is doing, we at least can hear, because the game audio is set to his stream, thankfully.
He got the second one, so he just has to find the chest now.
LiteYear gets a cape, a compass for Swamp, and Bombos in the 3 chests at the back of his cape. Definitely a fan of Bombos there, and the cape gives a bit of safety to our runners.
Oh, Blue Cane. Safety strats. Not bad with half magic either.
The escape is definitely safe. With invisibility and invincibility, definitely going to be looking towards Spike Cave once we get access to it. Green Pendant Turtle Rock. Oh, great.
That's a tough call. Because they like sticking things in Green Pendant Turtle Rock.
And Salad Shooter's back room just has $90.
It'd be something silly like the flute in Turtle Rock.
And that unlocks Mizriamire at the end, which has an essential item to beat in the game, or perhaps the last crystal.
Probably.
Yeah, I could see the trick. I could see the game being that trolly. Remember the first Keysanity I was on the commentary team for? I was actually with Vulajin, and we saw the big key for Mizriamire being the hold-up item. And of course, it was completely vanilla. I hope he doesn't have to deal with that while playing a seed today, though.
It seems like the worst troll, too, is like vanilla and Keysanity. You got 260 locations, and you stick it in the one that it's already been in. Ooh, we got a castle tower key in Eastern Palace.
Oh, that's over in the vanilla 100 spot. Okay. So looks like that castle tower may come into play after all. We have the cape.
Vanilla Swamp Smoky is still a fun thing. That could happen. They have a cape and sword. If they find the lamp and another Smolky, they can do it. Make this an Agaseed. Unfortunately, the music in the dungeons doesn't tell us what the dungeon actually is, whether it's a pendant or crystal, because that is randomized as well.
Pieces of heart from the map and compass vanilla chests in Eastern, so no help there outside of chance of future health.
Yeah, I feel like that castle tower key is going to be their breadcrumb.
Now the question is it a breadcrumb that's going to actually lead to a huge loaf? Or are they just going to find that the bread has already been eaten and it's actually a red herring in disguise?
I mean, we're hoping for the second.
And of course that's only because we're not actually playing the seed.
Exactly. Red herring.
Vulajin damage boost to the vanilla big key chest where it just has a heart container, and that's all we can see from Eastern.
I mean, they do have power gloves. Zora is still in the logic. As terrible as that sounds.
But these racers are all broke. The money has not been flowing in. We haven't seen the 300 location yet.
Vulajin's gonna head out back and get his cape and bombos too.
Be interesting to see if anybody tries for King ripoff and uses some Houlihan strats to get there.
I think LiteYear's gonna go check Agina. Now, the logic won't ever require fake flips.
Yeah, logic will not require fake flips, though it is definitely, I would say, a good idea, especially since they have the Moon Pearl. They can take care of that waterfall while they're at it.
Yeah, it gives them access to 4 extra items if they do it.
But even the fakest of flippers can't get the item in the waterfall area ledge.
Vulajin, I think, is gonna play Sick Kid. Because they did get that bottle, too.
Okay, got a little bit of divergence here. And Agina has flips!
Real flips!
What are those, I wonder?
They're called, like, finger webs in the Japanese version, I think.
So you could say things are starting to go swimmingly for LiteYear, who might, with that find, end up being light years ahead of our other runners. Sorry, the puns. You knew they were coming.
So Flips puts everything in Zora in the logic. 3 items up there, plus Hobo. So there's 4 more items. Sick Kid and Bottle Vendor not paying off much. So what will our other runners do? Looks like Baker's going. Well, looks like they're all going for the Agina play.
And LiteYear had to buy more bombs. Doesn't look like a Zora trip is in his future.
Aaron, blinded, going through the dark room, coming up to Death Mountain.
Gotta give him props for that. I've only in the dark myself navigated that area of Eastern Palace before the big key, and I was surprised I pulled that one off.
It is a sequence break, but he does have the hook shot, which gives him access to the East Side Light World ones.
Yep, because he can go across the bridge. What was that over under the cave?
I didn't see. He checked really fast.
Looked red, so probably a big 20, and there's only 5 hours up on the top of Spectacle Rock, so over to the east side, Aaron goes.
Yeah, not going to waste time there. Hobo has 20 bucks.
Okay, he's not holding 300, which would leave me to question why he's living under the bridge. The island in the lake, only a piece of heart, nothing major there. As Aaron's going to check Paradox Cave, which in this combination has a total of 7 chests.
If you find something like Hammer up here, that would be amazing.
Well, there's a small key to Ganon's tower. GT is done.
Yes, the first chest in Aga's tower is in logic.
Waterfall, just explosives, and vampire skewers.
We got a shield, Ice Palace, small key, 100 groups, more health, and nothing major.
A high roll castle burrito. I mean, yeah, that's not much. Not even a spicy barbacoa burrito either.
I wonder if the different burritos are flavored differently.
Chat saying Sankar. Was that heart container actually the Sankar up there?
It might have been, yeah. Came into play at a great time, right?
Totally.
Alright, here's the thing. Zora Ledge as just a map. Is he gonna go for the map?
It helps to know if it's something like Swamp being a pendant, you know it's not necessarily the most important thing.
Yeah, I think Vulajin is going for it. So they're out of plays. Except for, Aga.
Aaron took the slow, long walk around Spiral Cave just to get a compass.
Map to Dark Palace.
So the Stale Meme Emporium in chat asked, what is this Keysanity? Basically, you take the normal randomizer that puts all the various items in a bag, shuffles them up, and distributes them differently, as who42baker is using that Houlihan room for some quick cash. And you take all the items that are in the dungeons, that's what's unique to Keysanity, you throw them in the same shuffled bag.
LiteYear using that Bombos to good effect. Wrecking those ball and chain guards.
Love that, Bombos. Hate the time of the animation.
Just a compass. I mean, we might actually be locked behind Mr. King Zora there. This is going to be a farming seed.
Vulajin strats for days. And King Ripoff might actually not be a ripoff? What?
I mean, Vulajin might go with the dark room. Yeah, there's the angry slashes.
Now he's trying to decide, am I going to brave the dark or not?
It's not too bad of a dark. It's just a
After
maze.
his previous dark experience, he decides against it. And LiteYear is going to abuse the 50 rupees near the desert. When I used to play vanilla and I didn't know how to trigger Vulajin room, this is definitely the way that I always farmed cash, and he's going to do it as well.
Same here. So, yeah, this is the microtransactions of Randomizer. You must pay this much to progress your level.
Oh, so it's just like an MMO.
So normally, Cubinator, the keys are specifically in their own dungeons. The Keysanity allows them to be outside their dungeons. So they can be in any of the chests. Aaron's gonna take a look, see if he can figure out this maze. I hope he has a map up. Vulajin opting to just skip up to Death Mountain too.
Old man's 50 will go a short way towards paying off the rip-off.
Ooh, the fire rod!
Fire
Wow.
rod? Who? What? Where?
So Aaron did the dark room in Aga's tower and pulled the fire rod out of his hat. That is gonna put him way ahead, because I don't think anyone's gonna go back there for a long time.
Hey, D2 Camps, you got your wish.
No, I agree. It doesn't unlock him anything, but I mean, who's gonna go for that last item in Aga's tower?
But it also means that Aga's tower is required, and who's gonna think to go for that when there's only 2 chests there? It's not a high density place, so most runners trying to think more towards efficiency might skip it. But then again, Keysanity can be weird in some ways.
But Aaron is in the same boat as everyone else, and Zora seems to be the only play.
Yep, we're still paying off the Wild Gold Farmer.
It's unlikely that Zora's going to be Lamp. I'm thinking Zora's probably Hammer. Lamp, if they got Lamp, it wouldn't really unlock all of Aga. Because they're missing another key to do actual Aga.
Aaron paused for a minute on those flippers, was like, you know, I might have to pay the rip-off anyway, and probably just realized it. The other option is, of course, that King Zora starts a fetch quest chain. That would be nice to see.
Well, we're gonna get to see what the answer is shortly.
LiteYear's got 623 bucks, about to be, hopefully, only 123.
Shovel! That's amazing.
Some meta fetch quest. I mean, it's not Master Shovel, but I'll take it. Hello, dig spot.
That's amazing.
I am digging this scene for sure.
Oh, they got the bow early. This is going to be easy.
Alright, since we're on fetch quest mode, next is the mushroom. Or, no, we can't do Patter yet because we can't get to the bat.
I mean, it could be something like the Eastern Palace big key, and they'll have to go all the way back there to open the big chest. Oh, hammer.
Stop. Hammer time. Well, okay, so in a way you're right. Zora did have the hammer, just not directly.
Oh, that was amazing.
My kudos to you, whoever rolled this seed.
So 30 minutes in and we have our Dark World access.
Gloves plus hammer, they're going north of the village to access Dark World.
Our sound effects today brought to you by Rupee Cave. All the pots you ever need to get all the rupees you ever need.
Now I'm wondering, is the 50 cave actually faster than grinding out the Vulajin room over and over again?
I don't think so. But I don't think you can get Vulajin while you have flippers and not boots or something.
And we get our first peek of the Dark World thanks to LiteYear. Looks like he's going Value Woods first. But he doesn't have the fire rod!
He doesn't, but he can still get, I think, 4 chests down here.
Oh, thank you, Chet. Apparently Vulajin's a one and done, so...
Okay, yeah,
definitely
that makes sense. Because it's the blue tile room like the other ones.
First chest in Value Woods, valuable 20.
Five, too. We did not pick up a small key, so they will have to do the trap room.
Baker pays off for the shovel and is probably going to be digging up that hammer shortly.
And a
mushroom! Fetch quest round 2, here we go! And he's got big keys, so we'll check that out too while we're here.
I don't think LiteYear will use that mushroom anytime soon, but it would just be great if it led where it needed to.
I mean, one fetch quest paying off so far. If you don't try the second one, that is going to badger you for the rest of the game.
So we got our second pod key.
There's 6 total in there, and at least one can get us in if you are able to bomb jump.
If you're determined, you can do a pod with 4. It just takes considerably longer.
Can't blame LiteYear for doing the bombos in that room.
Nah, it's a quick way to get it done. Without Kane, it's probably not much faster.
Vulajin showed off with the shovel.
You just missed 8 times, clearly. Vulajin's gonna opt for Hype Cave, it looks like.
It'll be interesting to interview him afterwards with all of our shovel talks when we run commentary. Baker checking out the hype cave. Is it going to live up to the name?
Health. Or health.
Turtle Rocky, and what are those?
We got some speed.
Gotta go fast.
Bombos doesn't open the second entrance in Skullwood. You need specifically the fire rod. So Aaron might be the last person to get the hammer, but they do have that fire rod, so they can full clear Skull Woods if they're feeling brave.
Then we'll actually see our first dungeon completion. Nice.
8 heart scream nail. That wouldn't be something I would do, though.
But with 2 invincibility items, the moth ain't so bad.
True.
With half magic, that helps a lot too.
Very true.
Lumberjack was, I believe, just a big 20. Small key to Hyrule Castle from Stump Kid. And since LiteYear's in the area, might as well check the first 4 chests of Thieves' Town.
We got Vulajin on
On a
pyramid
for $5.
Everyone's all over the place right now.
Yep, we've hit that point in the seed where Dark World access happens and paths instantly diverge. Just for once, everybody went a different way. Well, LiteYear and Aaron, I guess, are on the same path, just one after the other.
Vulajin opting for that full catfish run.
If King Zora control, why not a catfish?
True enough. Hiding something.
I've seen him have mirror before, so...
He could have any number of things. He could have anything at this point. No one's on a sequence break, so... Fire Rod was stuffed up in the second chest in Agahim's Tower. Nope, bomb upgrade.
The big bomb upgrade, so that move did not play out so well. I would have picked that one up, though. 10 bombs is helpful. 5, maybe not.
Looks like Thieves' Town didn't pay off much either.
Chess game's just money.
Yeah, currently Aaron has the Fire Rod on a sequence break. So he is the only one that's found something out of sequence. And if he clears Skull Woods, he'll be consistently ahead.
Oh, that's right. Since Vulajin has the hook shot, you can get across the river there and save yourself having to save and quit and re-enter the Dark World over by the village. Good time save there. And checking the cave spot, see if there's anything on Bumper Ledge.
Is that Bloomerang?
Looked blue, looked curved, looked like a bloomerang to me. -1 fetch quest as LiteYear is going to start digging. I'll count them for you.
He got out his fairy pail just to start digging. Triple bombs.
18 digs to get there. Not the longest I've ever seen. Yeah, sorry, chat, we weren't so enthused about that bloomerang. There was nothing magical about it, so it didn't really deserve any hype.
Has not been tossed into a waterfall yet.
Speaking of waterfalls and fairies and all that, Pyramid could maybe have something. Been a while since I've seen a seed that has something essential there.
Yeah, but we don't even know where the red crystals are. No one's done a map check or anything. Not like they had many maps to begin with, though.
Mirror! Oh my god, the sequence break pays out for Aaron huge.
Wow, that's amazing. He's got Mirror and Fire Rod out of sequence now. And it's going to take the rest of the runners forever to pick up that Fire Rod.
And we don't even know where the lamp is.
He's saving that magic for that Fire Rod.
The other runners are just tracking through everybody else's steps. Just gotta be careful about knocking the moth into the spikes. You could nullify your damage that way.
Yeah, he's getting bounced around a bunch. Looks like he's switching over to Blue Cane.
Cane of Brine works pretty good. You still bounce off of the spikes, but at least they don't damage you.
It only does 1 damage per hit, too. So it takes a few more hits than actually hitting him with that Fire Rod. Looks like he's going to run out of magic, though.
Better than a fighter's sword, though.
Ooh, he takes the rings and the death.
No fairy this time either.
Yeah, I think he should have stuck with that Fire Rod.
And he proves discretion is the better part of valor. He's going to come back to that boss later, if it's even needed.
They had a bottle with a fairy earlier, but they must have used
Burned it earlier, yep. So now, where is he going? That's a good question.
He might do more exploration than come back to this.
I'm trying to... Big Key Tower of Hera, was that in the Bonk Rocks for LiteYear? Aaron's gonna run some Dark World Village stuff. Can't do a lot because without mitts you can't free the breadsmith nor even get to the area where you can turn them in or check the 22 steak puzzle.
So there's the question then. What's the actual play? You think it's going all the way up to Hera?
You know me in the fetch quests. Mushroom.
Mushroom, yes. I mean, no, technically they don't have Death Mountain access. It's still a sequence break. Mitts could only be on Moth if Lamp is accessible somewhere.
Saw a map flash from Aaron there. Looked like Pod had a marking on it. Hopefully our trackers were quick enough to spot it. Speaking of dungeons, while we have a little bit of lull in activity, LiteYear's going to open up Pod. Can you see what the trackers have noted for dungeons that they've discovered so far?
Looks like Tower of Hera and Thieves Town are the two red pendants, and Turtle Rock is the green pendant. Red crystals, my apologies.
Crystal, pendant, MacGuffin. Are they really that different in the end anyway?
Yeah. I think the trackers saw Vulajin probably stopped at the bomb vendor. You can talk with the Octorok or whatever it is there, and
Yep.
he'll tell you what the red pendants are. Red crystals.
And Salad Shooter will tell you where the green pendant is if you talk to him as well. Not often used outside of Keysanity, as Aaron picks up a small key for Skullwoods. Really useful there.
No, the GT Big Key was at the dam. So they already found it.
Yeah, it was sunken treasure. Game over. Well, here's something unusual. We might get a full pod clear because Bo is actually not buried on Laser Bridge for once.
He only does have 2 keys, though, so he's going to have to play those keys carefully.
I think he can access the back, especially with this hammer shortcut here. So we should be able to get towards the big chest at least. I can't remember if he picked up big key or not.
Oh, Misery Mire Big Key. Might be required.
And the Misery Mire trolling starts anew.
I think he's going to opt to spend a key to get to the vanilla Big Key chest.
I always love when this turns into a situation where you get the key you just spent back as a refund. Nope, never mind. That key is in Cave 45 instead. Thanks, Aaron.
Aaron finding another key outside of logic.
Mitts! Oh my god!
Mitts and Pod.
Well, with 14 chests, 6th one pays. Okay. It's about halfway through.
Yeah, Hera Big Key was in the Bonk Rocks. That's why Vulajin's coming up here, but this is still a sequence break.
Accessing this Hera right now for Vulajin's a sequence break?
They don't have Death Mountain access. They don't have a lamp or a flute.
Yep, that's true. Otherwise it would be okay. Ooh, and a big key. Which is it?
Finding Ice Palace Big Key out of sequence.
And it looks like the mushroom was just another burrito.
With, if Vulajin makes the play to Pod, that gives him full Ice Palace access.
Yep, mitts to get you in, and Bombos is a fire source for dealing with the freezers.
I mean, as much as he probably wants to do Fighter Sword, Bombos Gold Stare.
Also, with 330 bucks in hand, he could stock up on some green goos. Put that magic to use and just go. Oh, wait, no fire.
He doesn't have a fire rod. You don't need the lamp to get to Death Mountain, but for like items to be placed in order, he's finding a lot of 20s.
Yeah, the logic will not force you to go stumbling around in the dark, but runners just like to do that anyway. They're glutons for punishment sometimes. Piece of heart in the pod maze, apparently for LiteYear there.
I think LiteYear got the value he was going to get with just those 2 keys. So
mitts alone is value enough, agreed.
So what does he do with these mitts? Mitts boots gives him King's Tomb, and there he goes.
As Vulajin handles Troll Dorm.
Hammer strats.
Piece of love from the worm. And a crystal! That is 1/2 of the way towards Super Bomb.
Aaron using that mirror some more. Finding just a compass.
Nothing huge out of the cave north of Cemetery.
That mirror is giving Aaron a lot better routing options, though. He's checking a lot of stuff quicker than other people.
King's Burrito.
Vulajin gonna do the painful hike through Spike Cave.
11 hearts ain't that bad to go through it, though. Plus, you refill 8 on the way out. Big key!
Desert Palace big key. Don't know if it's required yet, but it might be. There's only one more pendant that we don't know.
Mitts and Flute can get you there because you can warp in and enter from the left side.
Right, but
otherwise you need the book, and boots are everywhere, so we don't need to worry about the torch item there.
Yeah, and they need the big key to fight the boss if they want to do that.
And now with those mitts, LiteYear is going to turn in the breadsmith, check the pegs for big 20.
Looks like Aaron's going to make the play up to Hera, too. Oh, wouldn't it be killer if there was something in the basement in Hera?
Hera basement is always hilarious, even in an open seed. So,
they're the only...
as a fan of the troll, I would love to see it.
They're the only one with a fire source. Vulajin cleared Hera, but they didn't do basement.
Don't think Vulajin had the extra key to do it, if I remember right.
Aaron seems tentatively ahead because they're the only one who found the fire rod. And they found Hera's small key, I think, fairly early in the seed.
Breadsmiths are just counterfeiters, apparently, today.
Aaron's gonna opt to do the basement.
It's in the tile room. Are we going to have a coffee break?
It's like a double sequence break at this point because he doesn't have Hera access and he's not supposed to have the fire rod.
There we go. Now you got the coffee break. Really the only time you can actually rest in this run. Everything else, you're always doing something. Looks like LiteYear's going to turn in a lunchbox.
You can have a coffee break during Swag Dog. Always got to toast Swag Dog.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a song in mind like Dr. Bob-tastic or no?
Gosh, no, don't expect me to sing. They'll be kicking me off here immediately.
And you don't want me singing either. Oh, was that the map for Tower of Hera in Tower of Hera?
Yeah. Yes, it was.
Then why did it pop up the text box? Usually that only shows if it's something out of dungeon.
I think the keys don't do it, but the map and compass still do.
And by the way, chat, you'll just have to stick with the puns. I don't sing. Just no. You don't want that. Trust me, you don't want that.
On average, Keysanity tends to... Ooh. What was
EP
that?
big key in the... I guess that's the vanilla compass for Pod?
Yes. Blue mail in the darker.
And LiteYear's checking the bat.
Watch the bat have lamp on him.
Thank you, Naughty Tanthy, for a Twitch Prime subscription and supporting Speed Gaming. Big key!
Thievestown, big key. Well, that gives him full access to Thievestown.
And we get to see what Pun Blind has for us today. As if you hadn't had enough already with me here.
Powder drop from purple chest. We still haven't found that elusive Swamp Palace key either.
I haven't checked the vanilla location. That's probably why. James Allen 74, thank you for the subscription with Twitch Prime.
Pair and hammer strats on Moldorm.
Only thing I don't like about the hammer, that hitbox for it is kind of weird if you don't get used to it.
But he does it with no problem.
Zero Trolldorm falls today, and he gets a piece of love as well.
So LiteYear is heading into the back of Thievestown, and it is entirely possible that he finds Lamp back here, Cane back here, Flute back here.
A lot of possibilities in the back half of Thieves Town here.
I mean, that lamp is blocking off half the seed.
Wait a minute. Baker's in Eastern Palace now because that big key. Did he forget to go for mitts?
I don't know. I'll have to see a pause screen, but I don't think he grabbed them.
Our trackers haven't marked it off, so...
That's not good.
Question.
They were in, he did get them? Let's wait for a pause screen, I guess, but they were in the skelly chest down bottom. We're not going to see a pause screen because it's on bow already.
Speaking of our lovely trackers, shoutouts to them, D2 Kemps and Fant, helping keep us informed, because 4 screens is a lot to look at.
LiteYear found the 4th pod key in the Thievestown big chest.
And a flute!
Flute in Thievestown.
Alright, strike up the band, get them ready.
So Baker left without the mitts. That's going to be rough on him.
Apparently, insect puns are really bug blind. Go figure.
Because I think those mitts are.
Those mitts are going to be essential.
He went in with 2 keys. Do we know what doors he opened? We might have to take a really weird route in order to get back and get them. Because I think he went to the back and opened the 2 back doors. He opened the dark maze door, and he opened the door to the falling bridge.
Yeah, he might not have taken the route that led him that way, as LiteYear picks up, I believe, a Myers small key from blind. And another one found by Aaron, also in pod.
Aaron might do the same thing. He's skipping the front half to go get the backside.
A lot of people, for that reason, call pod the mullet dungeon, because there's always a party in the back.
Yeah, but in Keysanity, it's a party everywhere. What would that be? Mohawk? I don't know.
Bad 80s hair, one way or another. Blue mail, okay. So that's where that was.
Yeah, it might be a while before Baker gets his mitts. Maybe I hope Aaron doesn't fall into the same trap. He has the mirror though, and extra keys. Vulajin putting the mitts to use and checking Dark Death Mountain.
Aaron trying to light up this pod maze. Hasn't found a lantern to light up just yet. As Baker's taking out Armos, he's going to get Crystal 7 shortly.
Did LiteYear just find the small key to Swamp Palace?
I think the witch had a burrito from last I looked.
Oh, maybe it was the map to Swamp Palace. Okay. My bad. False alarm, everyone.
Just a nasty burrito riddled by Florida humidity.
Yeah. I just saw the text box. I'm like, oh, it says SP on it.
Looks like Quake is going to open up the rock for us today.
Well, they found that pretty early, so that's not too big of a deal.
And Vulajin in Hookshot Cave.
Finding Red Cane.
By God, it's Kane. And a small key to Ice Palace, along with the big 20 earlier.
And Swamp Palace big key.
Big swamp key, okay. Hookshot Cave coming to the rescue a little bit.
He still needs to do purple chest to get that flute, but... Aaron also left pod without mitts. That fire rod lead might not save him anymore then.
Big chest in Eastern, just a big 20. Looks like he's off to the Armos.
Aaron does have a pod key, but he has to go back in there. And choosing to leave, especially with the mirror...
Well, here's the question, though. How did he get from pod to Eastern? Did he just warp outside? Because if that's the case, his warp back to Dark World's just outside the door. He could go right back into pod again.
Completely true. Gotta see if he makes that decision, though.
And LiteYear with Swag Duck and Mitts can access Mire. Let's see what's over in this cave.
Looks like Baker found her way back into pod. I think they may have realized their mistake.
Certainly hope so, as the top two are both in Eastern.
He's having trouble getting the bonk off the stairs.
You have a bomb! Oh, you went around. Never mind. I was almost ready to yell at Baker through the screen for a minute there. And he gets mitts! Just remember, chat, you can yell at the racers all you want in chat. Just remember, they can't hear you.
Oh, Baker left pod again. No.
But he's got mitts.
Oh, he got mitts. No,
yeah, he got mitts. He got mitts and left.
No. Aaron left, though, without him.
And he got a peek as to 2 locations there from his map. Ooh. I think leaving without the mitts there just completely neutralized Aaron's early fire rod advantage right there.
Possibly. Depends on how many locations he'll run through before he gets them.
But he's coming up towards Catfish area. Is he going to turn in his mushroom if he hasn't done so already? We know it. Yep. Looks like that's what's going to happen. He's just going to get a soggy burrito for his effort.
So besides the lamp, we actually know where everything is. Because Kane is up in Dark Death Mountain, and Flute was on Purple Chest.
When LiteYear was over in Mire, did he even check what was necessary to open Mire? I don't think he did. Or he did so quick enough where he couldn't notice.
Baker going into Ice Palace.
D2 Kemp's one of our trackers mentioned in chat. Nope, he did not. Thank you for that. But we do know at least that Quake is necessary for T-Rock, which has a pendant.
The lamp is the big question. The lamp is basically just a really required item for this. A lot of the stuff they're doing... By
logic, yeah. So, those who know the logic well, that lamp, can it be all the way back on Laser Bridge? Can it be that far late in the normal vanilla game?
It can't, unfortunately, because there's that dark room right before it. The one where you have to hit the switch in the middle.
Oh yeah, where you go around on the cane block and sort of navigate the tracks, yeah.
But it could be in the room directly before it with that rolling block.
Could be in with the rolling block, could be in the chain chomp room. Oof, hate that room. As Vulajin starting Ice Palace, getting a big 20 from the first chest there.
I think Aaron might try their hand again at Moth.
Yep, got a little more health this time, up at 12 hearts. And reading chat here, they want to see Fat Fairy having a lamp. Amber Hawk, we do not know where the literacy is. We are completely illiterate at this point.
Fat Fairy could have the lamp. It's Stevestown and Tower of Hera.
Yep, Blind's chest did have the flute.
And Stevestown Big Key was outside of, or inside Logic.
Baker's looking all those doors in and saying, nope, I don't need those keys. I'm just going to go through the doors the wrong way instead. Always find it hilarious you can even do that in Ice Palace.
I love it. Ice Palace seems like such a threatening dungeon when you first start running this, and it becomes one of the most fun the more you know about it.
Now, Chloe, I don't know how seasoned you are watching a lot of these Keysanity seeds. One of the people in chat was asking roughly how long they can take. I would say from my experience watching these, I would say within 2 hours 10 to 2 hours 40.
It usually depends on your experience and, of course, how nice the seed is. But, ooh, nice, Aaron, finishing off Moth. But that is about right. The better runners definitely only add about 10 to 15 minutes for doing one of these.
Big 20 and a crystal from the Moth.
Vulajin also finding the pod Big Key in Ice Palace.
Vulajin from the chest right above, vertically above the Big Key, gets the driest burrito in the world. Desert map, of course. And the big chest, just peace live.
Did Vulajin opt to skip the Ice Palace bomb jump? Huh.
Well, there's Cane of Samaria involved, and I think enough small keys to get through. We definitely saw the big key earlier. Red mail. Okay, there's the first big find of Ice Palace today.
Yeah, we found some armor. Ice Palace might be disguising itself as the last pendant dungeon. We'll see what Cold Stare gives us, though.
Aaron, checking the swamp. It's not a vanilla key. It is bombs.
And he does not have the key, so he is now thinking what he needs to do.
So one of our trackers was correct in their predictions. D2 Kemps with the dip into Aghanim's Tower Darkroom. That's what gave Aaron the fire rod earlier, but Fant wanting that vanilla small key did not happen.
Poor Aaron. He is at a loss on where those gloves are.
Still waiting for your Ganon Tower double dip, Chloe, though.
Hey, we're hoping. I don't see it happening. We know where too much is now. Unless they don't find a sword.
Because Ganon cannot be harmed with a fighter's sword. This is true. 3 swords in Ganon's tower, though? Oh, that would be brutal. I like it.
Or worse, something like book on pedestal and 2 swords on the tablets.
Paradox Seed, I'm okay with that. Yeah, if you have a master book and you go to read what's on the pedestal for Master Sword, it literally says, "Is this a paradox?" Pyramid Fairy bomb upgrade and a big 300. Cold stairs on the right side.
Baker and Vulajin fighting with the frosty clouds.
And the strategy's Hammer versus Spins. Who's gonna win? I give it to Hammer.
Fighter Sword spins are just really rough. He actually cannot be damaged by the straight swing attack.
Yeah, the only way the Fighter Sword spins are gonna be helpful is actually going more of a hybrid thing. The spins will help if you can catch more than one in a spin, but definitely the slower route overall. Paradox Seed is a master book where you can't read the pedestal and have to pull it blind because the lead-in for... Was that a lamp? Cold Stare had the lamp?
That is amazing. Oh my gosh.
So before I was rudely interrupted by a very important lamp, I just call it a Paradox Seed just because the pedestal's text will read, "Is this a paradox?" if it has the book on it, because you can't read it before you have the book, and so on and so forth. I'm rambling, don't mind me.
So Baker and Vulajin both getting their lamps finally. Vulajin might put this to good use, like right away.
Looks like he's going to Aga Tower. He's going to get his fire rod from that and be very happy.
He's going to find it. Aaron finally makes the play to get back to pod. I'm glad he realized that it was important.
Only 2 ways through that tower barrier. 1, the cape so it can't see you. And 2, obviously, the intended Master Sword route.
Which we haven't found a second sword. They got the first one early, but...
And fun fact for those playing the vanilla game, you do not need the Master Sword to actually reflect the beams back to the wizard. Any sword will do.
Vulajin finding his fire rod. He seems at a loss. He's not sure if he needs to do Aga or not. But I think he's going to just save and quit out.
Definitely don't think he was expecting a fire rod there, that's for sure. And with Mitts now, Baker's checking Dark Death Mountain on the east side.
Aaron in the right room for his mitts, and... yeah, there we go.
Aaron gets bits, no rage slashes though. LiteYear's in Mire. It took Quake as well, so Quake the only required medallion outside of Bombos for Ice.
LiteYear getting to the torch room and realizing he is lacking Source. I mean, this seed has been great just because everyone's so far off from each other. It's just amazing.
Definitely the most divergence I've seen as well. Can agree on that account.
I mean, just from the lamp positioning, it begged you to sequence break.
Baker and Hookshot Cave, this is going to be nice.
Getting to the other torch room and realizing again he can't do that one either. Flute?
Flute was in Blind's cell.
Yeah.
So I believe with how things have progressed, outside of a sword upgrade, we are in commentary no mode. That's K-N-O-W.
I think they'll have to hunt around at the bottom of Ganon's tower in order to find the sword.
Or here's what could happen. We don't know about Swamp Palace and whether it is a pendant or crystal at this point, but should it be a pendant, we find the Swamp Small Key in Ganon's tower. That results in a Swamp Dip for the sword necessary, and then you get your double dip at Ganon's tower.
That wouldn't be bad, but they could technically finish Ganon's tower with just a crappy fighter sword. But yeah, Swamp is red pendant, and...
Well, never mind, that's impossible. Chat just said that the Swamp Small Key is in Mire, so never mind.
LiteYear picked it up. But he's choosing Ice Palace instead.
Aaron with a successful bomb jump there. Yep, Ganon's Tower Big Key was just sunken treasure all along. No play in the game today.
Oh, that's correct. He needs to hunt down that mirror, which is in Moth. Which Vulajin will be happy to finally get.
Yep, nice job there by Vulajin clearing that swamp out. Or woods, right. SP, SW, I confuse them often.
Yeah, one of the viewers actually said it was a required fighter sword, hammer, cold stare.
Which means with this commentator's mechanics, I would not have been able to do this seat, so good thing I'm on the commentary and not actually racing this one.
I mean, Aaron's lucky because he actually found the fire rod, but normally you wouldn't have it.
Sword Strife Ganon with hammer is swordless only.
You need the Master Sword or better in order to actually defeat Ganon in this mode.
And if it's Master Sword, you gotta run spins every single time. Master Sword spins and no silvers will make a very long but possible Ganon fight, which we still could possibly see, because we don't know where silvers are yet.
Vulajin does need the flute.
And he, I believe, is on track for it with that lunchbox. That's part of that big sequence.
I'm surprised Turtle Rock didn't come into play. This is actually, like, for the fun that we had at the beginning with Zora's shovel. This might prove to be a fairly fast seed in the end.
Yeah, Zora's shovel, the lamp on Cold Stare, fire rod in Aghanim's tower. Those were the real three hang-ups, I think, in this seed overall.
Oh, Baker making the decision to go into Turtle Rock.
He doesn't know what's there, but we do, and Well, it's not a crystal, but you'll get another item out of it if you decide to turn it in.
He only has 2 keys though, so he's gonna check the first couple. But he's not gonna get terribly far in there. I think Vulajin just got his powder from the purple chest, so he has to go back to Bat in order to get his flute. No, he has to go back to Bat to get his Thieves Town big key to go get his flute. Aaron making quick work with his fire rod against Cold Stare. And LiteYear will be following around shortly.
LiteYear's gonna soon get his first light source when he makes it to Cold Stare in a little bit. As we start seeing what's inside of Turtle Rock.
It's interesting. I don't think Turtle Rock is even required at all. But a couple runners are going for it. They all know different amounts of information about the seed.
Yeah, everybody coming in with different information. And LiteYear actually using the cane of cheating to bypass pushing the block from above. That is the first time, at least that I've seen, somebody actually use that rather than the whole bomb jump trick to push the block down to unlock this Cold Stare.
Aaron finding a shield.
Yep, everybody's up to second shield now from that Dark Death Mountain climb.
So Aaron's hunting for he's gonna find his red cane up here. Well, he's gonna check Turtle Rock first, I think, but... Vulajin is just hunting for keys, I think, at this point, or the flute.
And Aaron is gonna start. By God, he got his cane. He's happy. And that all-important big key. Aaron takes a moment, assesses strategy, looks, sees it's Quake. He's got Quake. He's going into T-Rock.
Ooh, LiteYear having trouble with Cold Stare, but has that fairy still. Hammer Cold Stare is just not fun. So Baker ran out of keys and bailed out of T-Rock. Gonna find his big key to Desert Palace, but doesn't help him too much. LiteYear finishing Cold Stare cleanly. Just took 2 more hits after that fairy saved him and got his lamp finally.
Alright, looks like Vulajin's gonna be done with his Turtle Rock dive. shortly once he finishes his chain shop room. Gotta watch out for those guys. They're really hungry. They'll even eat some Mario blocks.
Even with red mail, they're scary. Cleanly.
A little bit dancing around from Vulajin, who's like, which way do I go? Which way do I go?
Yeah, he decided not to go deeper in. Probably figuring he can only get another 1 or 2 chests.
Yep, that's a 3 key to clear and only had 2. Ether is in there though, so Aaron picking that up.
I believe Vulajin did check Fire Rod stuff, so he found Ether.
Oh,
as well.
Vulajin got it too, yeah. Just saw the trackers updating that.
Vulajin making the correct play to go do bat now. He is running out of things to do, but Agus Tower just has the 1, and Baker is going to find his Fire Rod here. Powder was in purple chest.
So I know somebody in chat posted this a while ago, but they had the arrows and the whole chain of fetch quest necessary to get that flute. If they could post it again, because Vulajin is about to probably do that. And that chat message pretty much summed it up better than even I could.
Oh, it's been fun. Yep, that's about right. Fortunately, Vulajin's going to go clear Thieves Town, and he's going to find what he wants. And I believe they'll put him in go mode, too. Without the sword, though, he might have to dig around in Ganon's tower, though.
As Baker pulls up the Cane of Brian from the no longer dark escape.
Key 45 was required. No, 45 had a pod key. Technically, they had 2 keys already.
And it's a pendant, but it also had the mitt, so you didn't have to full dive it, so depending on your routing, perhaps mirror was required?
I mean, mirror gave them a direction to go in. But no, I don't think it was actually required.
So let's see. Of everything that you see on screen from at least one of our runners, the only thing that we know where it is that has not been picked up by anybody is blue boomerang on the bumper ledge.
Yeah, we haven't found silvers or any other swords, so Ganon's going to be a rough fight.
No silvers, no swords outside of fighter's sword, no bug net, no book, and no mirror shield.
Oh, mirror was required for Desert Palace currently, because we don't know where book is.
Yep, fire rod was in the second chest of Aga Tower. Oh, LiteYear just picked up a net, looks like. Is that or I missed it before?
Yeah, he found it in Misery Mire. He picked up his lamp and headed back here, hoping to find more. But he's gonna be in for some... Yeah, he's got a bunch of arrows. Could be worse.
Let's see what the giant eyeball has this time.
Vulajin taking out blind, and he's got his flute.
Yep. Mirror was at the bottom of the bridge en route to Mothula. So blocked behind the fire rod necessary to enter that area.
LiteYear emptying his quiver into Mr. Eyeball here, Vitreous.
Hammerstrat's not paying out for LiteYear, going back to fighter spins. Oh, but one Hammerstrat to finish it.
I think Vulajin knows that he's in go mode, but he does not have a sword. So he's going to still check chest, probably check through Mire, because there is 8 in there.
Yep, he's going to do Mire because he's good to enter that. He's got all 3 medallions, so even though he doesn't know what it is, he's got it.
Yeah, he's going to go into the shed, hopefully find a sword, but not going to. Aaron gonna find his Thieves' Down key, so he's gonna be on track.
And Baker, the last of our featured 4 to face the first round against Trolldorm, making it look easy. And Vulajin doing the second half of Desert, trying to find that sword. Aaron picks up that big key for Thieves' Town to finish that epic fetch quest chain.
I think he figures that Desert is just a quicker check.
Ooh! Good point by Amberhawk in chat. Checkerboard Cave might have something, because LiteYear without the mirror could not check it. Because no Fire Rod can't face the Moth yet.
LiteYear is still hunting down that Fire Rod.
Hasn't thought of checking Aghanim's tower, because it comes up so rarely that you always end up ignoring it. Except, of course, that one time, and that one time is tonight.
So he's just doing what he can.
It's true, Hefe. He doesn't know, and as G.I. Joe will tell you, knowing is half the battle. He's got the other half down pretty well, though, I'd say.
Well, it doesn't look like Landmo's didn't drop anything useful. So Vulajin's going to go into the front side of Desert. No one has visited Double Chested yet.
But he doesn't have a small key for it. And I wouldn't say he didn't have anything useful. He had a crystal that's kind of necessary.
There's Red Ring on a torch.
There's another mystery solved. Nobody's going to be picking up boomerangs today, though. Okay, big chest has small key to Turtle Rock. You might have to go back.
I don't see Vulajin going back there.
I mean, if he's in go mode minus sword, then why is he even clearing out the bottom half here? Just hoping to find that sword?
I think so. I don't think he... I think he wants to go mode Meyer, because Meyer's a fast go mode. But not finding anything in Desert either, and LiteYear already told us that there's nothing in Meyer. So unfortunately, Vulajin is going to probably full clear Meyer for no avail.
Gamer Director, that sword distribution would be very nice to see. Very trolly, I like it. One at Trinex, one at King Helmasaur, one at Argus. Oh.
Hopefully they've been saving up arrows for Vidi. Because it seems like Vidi Fighter Sword is required too.
Yep, the only person who's taken him down is LiteYear on 14 hours. Everybody else over 20. Aaron's the highest in arrow count right now at 35, so I think they'll be good for arrows to the eyes.
LiteYear went in with 40-something arrows though, so...
But it did take out all the small ones. Didn't take out the big one, though.
Right, right. LiteYear went in a second time into Misery Mire with a lamp. He's having trouble. I think he might actually make the play now to find the Fire Rod.
Yep, LiteYear's heading to Castle, so he'll be happy finally, as Aaron is finishing off blind.
Yeah, I believe each little eye takes 4 arrows and the big eye takes 8.
How many small eyes are there? If there were, I could do some quick math on the fly. I normally have a policy, since I teach this stuff, not to do it on the weekends, but I'll make an exception here.
9 eyes. And I think Sports said 3. So 30, what, 35?
3 each for 9 smalls, that is 27, plus 8 makes 35. D2 Kemps, congratulations, your math is correct.
No D2 Kemps, so it's not 35 chests in Ganon Tower.
And with that bit of math, we missed the Swag Duck song. Oh well.
And LiteYear finds his Fire Rod. Vulajin looks like opted out of 2 chests in Mire, so he might be rushing through it a little bit faster.
Probably came to that realization that minus swords he is in go mode.
Yep. And Baker finishing off Moth, getting his mirror too. So the next thing that depends for Baker is he gonna go find Turtle, Thief Sound Key. I mean, the cool thing is if the swords in Ganon's Tower are in, like, one in the big chest that no one ever opens.
Well, if there was one thing nice sword-wise this seed did, is it threw that fighter sword really early.
It did at least give them a sword. Mushroom Spot was a nice sword. Vulajin spinning to winning. Alright. Just give us a second, guys.
To quote one of my personal heroes, Strong Bad, did the quadratic formula explode? We'll be back in just a moment. So we've gone from a 2D Zelda game to a 3D Mario. Unfortunately, the rock sphere that lets you jump is in Link's Awakening, not a Link to the Past, though. So no jumping once we get back to our race at hand.
Alright, it looks like things are coming back.
Looks like we're coming back. That non-integrable function that somebody tried to integrate has been redifferentiated. Everything's back to normal. Those of you who know calculus actually got that joke.
Alright, so Vulajin did make the decision to head up into Ganon's tower. And Baker is going to find his magic powder. If he uses it right away, good for him.
Looks like Vulajin from those first few swings is still on Fighter's Sword, though.
He has not found anything he needs yet. Found the map, the skull, and a sword. Finally! Some victory swings with it, too. It'll be a painful Ganon's fight, but that's what he wants.
Master Sword and Spiz, this is now possible. It's not pretty, but it's possible.
At looks like he's hunting some more, though. I think he might go into the skull trap room.
Probably not liking silvers and just Master Sword against Ganon, hoping to get a better deal out of it. Give our trackers a few moments because they lost the stream just like the rest of us. They're going to be playing a little bit of catch up here.
He finds
and silvers and GT.
He is happy with that. He's going to go for it. So Vulajin is probably going to skip the rest, so he's going to face Ganon off with Master Sword and Silver.
I think he might check some of the chests going through Upper Tower in hopes of getting it tempered, but he's not going to go necessarily out of his way to get them, I don't think. Master Sword was when you go left in Ganon's Tower basement, that first room you go up to from the hookshot. It was in there in the top right of those four chests.
Oh, that was the silvers. The Master Sword was in...
silvers, yeah.
Yeah, Master Sword was in the compass room.
Brain got so scrambled by that Mario 64 lost track there. Thanks for the correction.
Alright, so LiteYear has Skullwoods done. And I think he is going to Ganon's Tower himself. Aaron just finished off Landmos, and I think he's gonna run right up there too. And Baker is working through Thieves Town, so he's gonna be on track to go up there as soon as he finds his flute. We do not have a finisher yet. So the race is still on.
No finishers. Have we lost anybody with this season? How many people did we start with? Do you have a rough idea on either of those? I know you're checking the SRL chat.
Looks like mainly due to technical issues, though. That's always terrible when you start a good seed and suddenly your D-pad makes Link go all over the place.
Aaron's about to start Turtle Rock. Vulajin making nice progress up the Ganon's Tower Gauntlet. LiteYear's about to enter G Tower, and Baker just gets the flute from the maiden chest.
Vulajin opening up some of these top chests.
Doesn't seem like a payout so far.
No, extra health at this point is not really what he wants. 20 roops.
That magic refill is always worth it, though.
Alright, on to Moldorm 2.
Looks like Aaron was just checking a few things down below. Not doing full dive through the basement.
He's gonna find his silvers first, but he's not gonna find a sword.
Yep, chose not to go down that right path. Might go a full clear left side, so we'll see some things there. Just after Mold Room, 10 arrows, looks like.
There is no sword in the upper half of GT. And we just had a couple finishes.
Oh?
Shortly after, Blaine with the time of 1:55.
GG ASIM as Aaron picks up silvers. Blaine at number 2 there.
Yeah, unfortunately, this seed did not lead you to a pedestal at all. Didn't even pretend. Only thing that was in the
Ganon's Tower not really the most lucrative, as Vulajin's take a little bit of time with Aghanim too.
And Vulajin finishing off Aga 2.
LiteYear gets a Master Sword. And chat, pedestal is currently a mystery.
No book, no one's been there.
No book, no full set of pendants. We'll see it in the credits.
Yeah, Aaron's got to be careful with those keys. You can't use that last one, because we don't know where any other ones are.
And Ganon's craving a spicy barbacoa burrito. And there's another sword, so we know, I believe, where 3 of the swords are now?
Yep, Aaron found a sword in the rando room, so Compass Room and Rando Room have one. And we have a couple other finishers. Looks like Glenn finished in 3rd. Killer App finishing in 4th with Hippos right behind him in 5th.
And folks, if you've never seen spin strats on Ganon, you are in for a treat.
24 spins just to get him out of his phase 2.
If only Vulajin did a little bit more of Ganon's Tower basement, could have saved himself all that headache.
Maybe, but Rando Room's pretty far down the left side. Would it have been faster?
I don't know. I guess we'll ask Vulajin and Aaron when they're both in here together for interviews if they join us. I noticed LiteYear picked up a sword. Which way did LiteYear go?
Vulajin, yeah, the Master Sword slashes won't hurt him.
Oh, Vulajin's on half a heart. Be careful.
He's on phase 3. This is where it gets easier.
Easier, yes, but he's in one-hit KO mode, essentially.
Missing the torch glitch. He's in a tough spot.
As a teacher here, one question as Vulajin finishes, or gets very close to it rather, how would you grade this seed? Was it particularly trolly? I mean, what are your takeaways before we get our first on-screen finisher here?
Glenn, yes, there was another sword in Rando Room. So, regardless of which way you went, you would have found one. And congrats to Vulajin, finishing with an SRL time of 1:9:59.
As if the strong bad reference earlier wasn't enough, there you go. All your base are belong to the Triforce. See, Vulajin's in the waiting room, so I guess we'll invite him on in for the interview. And we'll eventually find out what's on this pedestal. Congrats, GG Vulajin. So, do you want to go on a fetch quest?
Oh my god, the beginning of that scene was the dumbest crap in the world. Oh my lord.
I feel like we could count on one hand the items you didn't use.
Yeah, that was it was interesting. Wow. I was just prepared for it to be really garbage because of how the beginning went, because it's just every single thing, literally every location I checked, and didn't get anything until Zora, and I was just like, what the heck is going on? So of course Zora has the shovel, of course the shovel leads directly to the hammer, of course magic powder is blocking the Thieves' Town big key, of course all these things are completely vital. Why wouldn't they be?
Of course the shovel fan had nothing to do with the generation of this seed, FYI.
Well, it was Kyle LPN, I believe, who generated it, so...
I felt like that shovel thing, like, we predicted at 15 minutes that Zora was going to have the hammer or something to lead you Dark World, and then he has the shovel, and everyone's just like, what the heck is going on?
And it leads to the hammer, so we actually did somewhat call one.
Yeah, I mean, I was starting to expect Zora was going to be needed pretty early on, but it was just such a garbage seed for trying to do Zora. Like, I didn't even, when I went to Kakariko the first time, I didn't even have money for the bottle vendor because it was so, like, starved. So it was just really dumb.
It wasn't just you. No one bought the bottle vendor on their first way through.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. There was, I think the only other money aside from the stuff I got was, like, there was a 20 on Uncle or something. And
the 300s were really late, too.
I think you got 150 when you broke into Death Mount, but that was the most you got from chests.
Yeah, I was really reluctant to do that play, and obviously it was the wrong play. Well, at least according to the sequence, but I was getting to the point where it literally only Zora was left, and I was like, alright, I'm throwing the sequence into the frickin' lake. I'm just gonna go do Death Mountain. That's the only location that has some, like, actual spots on it. For me to get items, and maybe I will get something useful. Maybe I did get something, I don't even remember, but...
I don't have anything in my notes there, but I remember about, what was it, a week to a week and a half ago, we were doing commentary for a seed that had a very trolly key in Misery Mire. Which do you think was worse of a seed, this one or that one?
Honestly, this was not, it wasn't that bad. It was, the beginning was so garbage.
Fire Rod?
Yeah.
How did you feel about that Fire Rod? What made you go back to go get it?
Okay, so I was looking for Lamp for, like, years, right? I thought that was going to be the initial go-ahead item instead of Hammer. So when I got it, I had that Aga chest in the back of my head the whole time, because I made that first visit. I thought at the time that I made that visit, where it was one of the few things left before Zora, I was like, oh, this must be the progression item I need. Of course it's not, but then I'm just like, I just bet, because that Aga Tower key was early, that it has to be there. So I went back there, and of course it's Fire Rod. Why not? Well, I mean, why wouldn't Lamp be on Cold Stare, right? Of all the places. Yeah, that makes sense.
So no one else found a second sword until Ganon's Tower, so Hammer Fighter Sword Cold Stare was required.
Great. Good times.
By the way, if you went a little further down the other side of Ganon's Tower, you would have found another sword, just so you know.
Yeah, I kind of figured that might be the case, but at that point I hadn't, so it was the same thing I think that happens to most people, where I was looking at the race chat and nobody had done yet, and I was like, I am okay as long as I have either Tempered Sword or Master plus Silvers. I wasn't going to be okay without at least those two things, so that worked out well enough. I mean, like you saw, I had enough hearts. barely.
Yeah, I made the one-hit KO comment as Aaron and LiteYear are both in Ganon fight right now.
Hey, one more
Baker
0
is in Mire.
Let me bring up the restream too so I can enjoy the action here.
So, highlights of the scene, we had the Cold Stare with a lamp, Aghadim's tower playing in with a fire rod, Zora with the shovel towards a hammer.
Well, it was almost the pedestal shovel you wanted, but...
Almost. Hey, we did have a fetch quest, though.
That's
House
right.
of Darkness mitts to the lunchbox, which gives the powder to Big Key for Thieves Town and the Maiden Flute. Pedestal was just a burrito.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at, though, was the scene in the middle stages was actually fairly linear. Like, once you got to that point, it was like, okay, well, Ice Palace is the literal last place for me to go. That makes sense. Because Death Mountain was still a sequence break at that point, so I was like, it can't be Turtle Rock. I would love for it to be Turtle Rock rather than Ice Palace, but it can't. And so, of course, Ice Palace had Lamp, and then it's like, alright, well, where do I go with that? Theoretically Death Mountain, but I already did that, so let's instead do Aga Tower. Hey, look, it's Fire Rod. I guess I should go to Skull. Oh, look, it's Mirror. Alright, time to try Swamp, but that was clearly not a good play.
Yeah, your 10% small key did not pay.
No, not this time.
Yeah, none of the pendant dungeons had anything besides the mitts and pod. But everyone did the dive into Turtle Rock for completely different reasons. I mean, you were missing the flute at the end there. I think Baker was missing the fire rod when they dived in there.
Oh, man.
Everybody had different reason, and LiteYear suffers again and fall.
Oh, no.
Aaron was the only one who made the play to go into the dark room in Agus Tower and pick up that fire rod.
Also made the play to go dark into Death Mountain, which was a good payoff too. So navigating dark rooms, I think, was the biggest time saver in terms of breaking the logic with this seed.
Yeah, like it let you get through with Eastern Palace early. It let you get the fire rod early if you were confident that. I was thinking about doing that dark room, to be honest, because it's not that complex, but I just figured, I'm just going to stick to my strengths.
I saw someone, I forget who it was, that tried a darkroom dive through Escape and died in the middle and just said, to heck with this, I'm going somewhere else.
I think that was Vulajin.
In the sewers, yeah.
Okay. And Aaron, GG on the finish. Do we have an SRL time on that one?
It's like 2:07:12. I appreciate his comment.
Can you read off that comment? I'm not in SRL right now.
Well, we'll paraphrase as what the heck.
Right. So, yeah, we'll leave it at that, I guess.
Oh, man.
I think garbage is the most used word in the IRC stream right now.
Yeah, it was definitely, like, that beginning was definitely garbage. The middle was kind of okay, but mostly because there wasn't too much more garbage to throw at us by that point.
It just, farming Zora just feels like, I don't know, it kind of seems like a jerk move.
Yeah,
that it was required.
Aaron will be joining us a little bit, needs a little moment to rehydrate after that insanity.
Yeah, I'll definitely be learning to... I don't actually know how to do Vulajin room setup, so when it came time to for Zora, I had to go do the desert room, and I'm like, this is so slow. I'm going to learn Vulajin for next time.
I'm not inherently sure, but I'm not sure you can do it with flippers and without boots.
You're probably right. And we didn't have boots for quite a while there.
Boots were kind of late, and also Vulajin room can only be done once, I believe. And thanks Zora Dirt Spade for sale.
Well, DChem says there's an easy setup for with flips and without boots.
Nice. I will have to learn that from somebody. But yeah, that was a big time loss. Most of the time losses for me were just bad routing. But the early game was probably everybody.
Oh no, Baker decided not to go through the bottom half of Ganon's tower, has no silvers, fighter sword, trying the big bomb as Aaron is in the waiting room, so we'll invite him in.
We don't know where the fourth sword is, so he could still find it.
So, how deep was that third sword? Was it in like rando room?
Yeah, it was random.
Yep, you called it.
Yeah, I was thinking about how far I wanted to go looking for silvers after I got the Master Sword. I was like, I think I'll just go to the skeleton room, and if I don't get it by that point, whatever, I'll just go do silverless.
I think you made a good call. I'm not sure. Do you think it would have been faster to go and grab it, or no?
It certainly would have been safer. So, like, if I definitely knew it was there, I would absolutely have gotten it. But since I didn't know, I think it was probably the most reasonable play for me.
Baker throws the fire. Baker threw the fire sword. He just froze up. You tossed this? Oh my goodness.
I think he's frustrated.
Yeah. That's rough.
Aaron, if you hear me, come on down.
Yo.
GG Aaron on that finish, the person who did go to rando room instead of going the other way through Ganon's tower for that Master Sword. Yeah, the third one was over there, by the way.
Yeah, I bet it was.
You're also the first to find the fire rod, too. No one else did the Dark Aga to find that fire rod.
Oh, well, that's really nice to hear because that's the first time I've ever done Dark Aga.
Of course.
never even practiced it, just decided to go for it this time.
Yeah, I was strongly considering
apparently.
it too.
Sorry, what was that?
Beginner's luck, apparently.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah, I was saying I was strongly considering it too because like the signs at the beginning were pretty clear for like there's probably something in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the seed was just. I mean, I like to talk about this a lot, but the seed was putting up a lot of resistance early on, so I knew I needed to kind of push back a bit and try something that the logic wasn't expecting.
Oh, so you didn't dig the fact that Zora was essential?
I never dig the fact that Zora was essential, especially when there's no money in the early game and I don't know how to do the Vulajin room.
Yeah, I think that was a common theme going on. No one did Vulajin.
Yeah.
That is the first time in a speedrun I have seen the Desert 50 Rupee room abused to that level.
I hope you enjoyed it because I didn't. I hate going in there over and over again.
It reminded me how I farmed Zora back when I played this game the first time.
Yeah, vanilla memories were definitely coming in there. So, highlights of the seed besides that: hammer and fighter sword cold stare. Ugh.
Mm-hmm. At least I went in there with enough magic that I could just nuke him with the fire rod and go along my way.
Yeah, too bad that fire rod was logically blocked by the lamp. So
Yep.
I had followed the sequence more closely, so I had to go in there and just go with the hammer spam. But cape and half magic still was pretty nice.
And Blue Cane, which was buried in the sewers, definitely a big help. So that with the half magic in Eastern, there was safety written all over this thing. So you knew that back of your head, some horrible thing mechanic-wise is going to be necessary, and Cold Stare was it.
Yeah, looks like LiteYear finished up.
LiteYear, yep, just finished up.
GG LiteYear.
GG LiteYear.
Baker is in Ganon's tower. He found Master, but he didn't go to the left and get silver, so...
Nobody opting to go for the Tempered Sword out of our featured four.
Oh, he did get silvers. Did he? I can't tell by his icon.
It doesn't look like it. I think these are regular errors.
Yeah, he's got the regular ones
yeah.
equipped right now.
Oh, he didn't.
Yeah, that's not a Master Sword. That's a regular
That's not
sword.
Master Sword either.
Oh, we're gonna see full Ganon spins today, apparently. So, take notes if you are wanting to do your homework here.
No, he's got to go back down and pick up a sword.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he's not getting out of here.
Well,
Well, he can get out of here,
Oh.
but
he's gonna finish, and then he's gonna be very sad.
He's gonna have to hike all the way back up.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah.
I feel like the only place super likely to have the remaining sword is like Swamp.
yeah, it's probably Swamp because I found
Swamp or
the
a
small
tablet?
key in Desert Palace, I think, when I was looking
Yeah,
for a sword before GT.
But at that point, that was at the very end of the sequence, so no
Yeah.
one was going back to Swamp.
Exactly.
Could be Swamp that has the book and maybe a tablet's got one.
That's also possible.
But yeah, but you would have to still hike up to Ganon's tower to get a second sword.
Hmm.
Ugh, this is the worst. I just hate when you end up with Fighter Sword going into Ganon's tower. Like, if it's Master Sword, then it's kind of whatever. You can at least have the choice about whether you go do some extra farming to get a Master Sword, or to get a Tempered Sword or Silvers or whatever. But when you have to enter with just Fighter Sword, it's like, well, now you don't have a choice. You have to go farm a bunch, and God help you if it's not actually a GT.
News on that fourth sword. Someone in chat said apparently that it is on the right side of Desert Palace.
Oh, okay.
Did anyone get that key?
I did not get that key.
Not out of the featured group.
Yeah, I don't think anyone saw the small key.
Its key was in Swamp, so there you go!
That is god awful.
Wow!
Oh,
Wow.
goodness.
So that mystery has been solved. We don't know where the book is, and we also don't know where two of the bottles are.
I want to say I found 3 bottles total, I think. A third one was at I want to say the top of GT. It was in one of the, I was just opening the last couple chests in case there happened to be a
Oh, it was
there.
up there. Okay, so
Was it?
Trekker
Oh,
probably wasn't
I don't
able
know.
to spot that because you were so close to the end, maybe.
I
opened
also-
everything at the top and didn't remember it, but maybe I just
Yeah, I
Yeah,
might
on
also
my
be
mind.
high. I don't clearly remember at this point. I felt like I found 3, but I actually just straight have no idea.
Tracker just corrected it, and MentosMan8 says he got a third bottle over in chat. So
Okay.
if LiteYear is around, we will welcome him in for an interview. Yeah, definitely still open, so come on in. Water's fine.
Yeah, that water was very inviting, almost from very, very early on in that scene.
Mhm.
Agana flippers. Yeah. Agana, always the troll.
Okay, I opened my file. I did end up with 3 bottles. There you go.
Confirmed.
It was really interesting in that scene. I actually almost never even checked the map because even when I got maps, there was just no point. I only have so little stuff that I can even do.
Honestly, I kept finding maps that I already knew about because of NPC hints. I didn't find a useful map until rather late in the game.
Yeah, it took us forever to figure out where the last pendant was.
Well, anyway, welcome LiteYear, GG, and did you dig that seed or no?
That was something. I think that's the first time I've seen a Zora grind that big.
I think that does go down in the record books. Any comments you have on the seed? Besides that, of course.
Just both fetch. Also, the whole quest to get the hammer and then the magic bat too. Lamp locked fire rod, technically, because nobody does dark egg in them.
Hey, I did.
Except for people in here.
Aaron is the only one who did Dark Aghanim, so
Wow.
On a first try, too.
Wow.
Yeah, I had never tried it before, and I just decided to go for it and found the fire rod for my trouble.
he just put on Canis and Maria and just wandered.
And I held my sword out, used the blue cane to get around enemies.
Oh, and Baker suffers a Troodorm fall.
Ah.
I believe in time loss that roughly equates to half of a Ganon fall.
See.
It's a little bit less.
Far less than that, for sure.
Yeah, you have to wander
Oh,
around.
it depends if you have master too.
Speaking of which, he decided to forego the Ganon's Tower basement.
Oh,
Yeah, so he's gonna have to come back unless he finds that fourth one in Swamp Palace or in Desert through Swamp Palace.
The worst part is, since Desert was a crystal, you can't even steal the key even if you wanted to.
Yep.
There's the slashes.
yeah.
Lots of rage at a Bob.
Yeah, I went straight for Ganon's well, as straight as I could to Ganon's Tower, and I was hoping there was a sword there. And
Yeah, there was 2 swords in there and the silvers.
yeah, I got the silvers after the hint. Decided that
That makes sense.
I wasn't going to be able to do silverless Ganon tonight.
Oh, did you actually like go back to get them?
Yeah, after I got the hint, I was going to give it one shot, and then I missed Torch Glist. I missed like the first 2 or 3 spins on Ganon. I said, "No, this is going to happen tonight."
Yeah. I was planning to do it if I did not find the silvers before Rando Room like that. I was not going to go that far, just to try to be as fast as possible. But fortunately, it was just in the Stealthers room, so it was fine.
So I guess overall this seed had pretty much a little bit of everything. Had some hard execution. Had the fetch quest chain, pod mitts, lunchbox, powder, big key for thieves town to the maiden flute. And just a little bit of everything here. This kind of was all over the place. Very restrictive at the beginning. Once the hammer was gotten, world opened up, and then all of a sudden it's down to a few options again. Funny how that always seems to happen, just at different times.
Yeah, I think doing well on the seed required some crazy decisions. It's like I'm very impressed at how fast the top finishing times were.
Yeah, you could say a lot of the people racing this seed were stumbling around in the dark for a while. So.
I suppose so.
JTN, please. I don't want to encourage you because you might like keep doing that.
Well, unfortunately, after this race, I'm going to be done with commentary for the rest of the month. I travel out of town on the 26th. And speaking of future schedules, might as well get that in while Baker starts hunting down a sword or 2 and maybe some silvers that he won't find. We have tomorrow, Christmas Eve. We have an open seed at 2 p.m. And the vote was for Keysanity, Boss Randomizer, and Hard at 8 o'clock. The 11 p.m. Keysanity will not be streamed, but it will go on, and no races for Christmas Day. Who42baker deciding to dip back into pod, because there's 5 chests still outstanding. Thank you for having the compass.
Well, friends, I'm actually going to go ahead and take off, but I look forward to watching back this race because it sounds like it was a pretty good one. I can't wait to see the parts where I died horribly and somehow I still managed to get us up to.
Yep, definitely a good one to watch back. I'll be doing that while I'm on vacation for sure. So, been a pleasure. Hopefully see you around for a future race before the end of the month.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, JT and Chloe, for the commentary. And looks like D2 Camps and Fant tonight for tracking.
Yep, they did an amazing job.
Awesome. Thank you all. Aaron and LiteYear. GG, guys.
Yeah, GG.
Vulajin.
Catch you in a bit.
Alrighty.
Yeah, do make sure you follow all our runners. They did a great job tonight, especially with the seed that was built like this. Certainly decided to make everyone run everywhere.
This seed was built out of duct tapes and dreams.
Yeah.
I think it was the dreams of a commentator.
Yeah, the nightmares for us.
Definitely better to watch this seed than to play it.
I agree.
Absolutely true.
Except for pedestal hype, what did the seed have?
Master Burrito!
Yeah. I mean, at least the seed. At least the seed gave some of us the silvers, I suppose.
I mean, it had a little
Silvers
bit
were
of
nicely placed. I do have to say that, if you managed to not go straight gung-ho up Ganon's Tower.
It did have the option of getting tempered. It just, like, was considerably slower.
I actually went right side, so that's where I got my Master Sword.
Right,
Didn't get the silvers.
both sides had a sword.
Ah. So it was tempered then, was that...
Tempered was in Rando room.
Okay. Because I skipped... Oh, go ahead.
Baker pulls his third bottle from the... I guess the exit from the big chest zone in Pod, so that's his third bottle. A few rage slashes followed, of course.
Yeah, I've heard that room called the Harmless Hellway lately.
So that's the name for it, okay.
Oh yeah, the Harmless Hallway, yeah. No Turtle Rock Big Key. I wonder if that's hiding in Ganon's Tower, too.
It might be.
Well, fortunately, it means that Baker won't go in there.
Yeah, that's a small comfort, I suppose.
But he might do the Swamp Palace thing. I think he has that key.
You might go pedestal all dungeons route. The needed Cyclone depends on what you think by the needed item. The needed item in this case is a sword, and there's two of them in the basement of Ganon's Tower, who decided not to even bother with that and is paying dearly for it. Has a red boomerang though. Trackers can update that, as well as the third bottle that were found earlier.
Yeah, he must have.
But I know from being a tracker previously myself, at about 2 hours 30 minutes, the eyes do start to glaze over a bit.
Yeah, he must have picked that up from Desert Palace.
Yep, and the blue boomerang, we do know where that was. That was over on Bumper Cave Ledge. Nobody opting to go for that because it is just a big waste of time. As Baker gets ready to take on Helmsar King, go ahead.
Worst thing he could find is a book at this point. Because I feel
biggest
like
red herring ever, yes.
I feel like that will lead him exactly where he doesn't want to go.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I'm kind of curious if he follows the chain all the way from swamp to desert before going back to Ganon's Tower.
Well, we know that the only item really outstanding besides that book and the fourth bottle would be the mirror shield.
He doesn't have Turtle Rock Big Key though, so that might not tease him that deep into just 20.
Big 20 from Helmsar King. And Glenn Dragonheart 9 in chat. The most useful thing about the boomerang is occupying a menu slot. It does help menuing a lot easier in some ways, so yeah.
It's true.
Only need one of them, not both, to do that.
It's good from switching to hammer to bow.
All right, I'm going to step out. So thank you everybody for the daily races. Just keep putting them on. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for giving us some great viewing.
GG's. Thanks a bunch.
Yeah, GG.
He looks like he's going to try the Swamp Palace play.
Interesting. So, I suppose he'll probably get the one in Desert Palace.
If he does that, he might just go for it.
You never want to see anybody resort to this in a run, but from a viewing perspective, it is handy to see where everything else that was missing was, so you kind of know the whole seed.
Yeah, that is a thing.
Regardless, yeah, you have to beat all 7 bosses with Fighter Sword. Unless you actually did the dive into Swamp Palace.
I had fun with Vitreous. 'Cause I ran out of arrows in the middle of the second phase.
That looks like fun.
Oh man, I was sweating bullets.
Yeah, there was
that happened.
Yeah, there was a debate in the chat. How many arrows does it take to kill one of those small eyes? Some were saying 2, some were saying 3, someone said 4.
I believe it's 3, but I'm not certain.
And then 8 for the big eyeball, so we're correct on that math of 35 arrows if you don't miss, which is hard to do.
That's a lot of arrows.
Acres, silvers were in Ganon's tower, left side right above the hookshot room, top right chest. So for those joining in late, as we are over 2.5 hours into this, highlights of the seed: we had an early half magic in Eastern Palace. The lamp was on Cold Stare. The fire rod was in Aghanim's tower. There was a point where Zora was the only thing left. No early 300s at all. So desert farming of cash was a thing for a shovel that led to the hammer. Had to fight Cold Stare with that hammer and a fighter's sword, and there was a chain of mitts in pod, which led to a lunchbox, powder, Thieves' Town Big Key, and the flute on Maiden. That was fun. It was just the highlights of handwritten notes that I have.
Yeah, this seed sent everyone basically around the world. Didn't give everyone a lot of resources and just had them go everywhere. There's a Desert Palace small key, though.
I think, yeah, he's gonna find it soon. Is this it?
He found it in the map room, yeah.
As LiteYear says, I have had enough of Randomizer. I'm going to unwind on a different game. And after this seed, I don't blame him. Now, I was looking at some other things there. Did Baker go and clear the left side of Swamp, or just go straight for the end game?
No, he went
Pretty
straight
sure he
through.
skipped it. Yeah.
Well, let's see what happens with that. Is he going to not find anything, rage slash a few times, and then go back and check that? Or instead move on? There's a small key to... There's the second castle tower small key.
He's doing ped for the...
Oh, no, he's not doing... Not going to decide to finish that. And... maybe a change in plans to Mountain Tower. Looks like he's just going to do bottom of Ganon's tower and say to heck with this pendant on.
He was so close.
So close to the longest game ever, but decides better to go into the basement of Ganon's tower for hopefully he'll get both swords and those silvers, and there will be much rage, I'm sure, to follow.
Hopefully, if he picks one side, he will pick the left one and get the silvers too.
Yeah, ideally he'll take left, grab silvers, get a master. And spin to win.
If only we could yell at Baker through his stream and tell him which way to go. Unfortunately, no matter how much you speak up in chat, he can't hear you.
That would be cheating anyways.
Quite.
Oh, and getting trolled by a dead rock.
And to make matters worse, another one hits him.
Wait, what is this? I'm not playing the game. Only I do that.
Oh my god. Yeah, that particular dead rock troll is a fun one, isn't it?
Oh, I did like one thing that I did see. I forget who pulled this off, but actually using the Cane of Cheating in Ice Palace for that floor switch.
Oh, the Cane of Samaria?
Yup.
I think Vulajin did, because he opted not to do the IPVJ.
Apparently, chat's saying LiteYear did.
Yeah, I didn't have the cane when I went to Ice Palace, I believe, so.
Oh,
I could have
okay.
done that.
And he's gonna find his silvers, so hopefully that makes him a little happier.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be as much of a relief for him as it was for me.
So how do you show rage at opening a chest? Do you bomb it? Do you just do rage slashes? Do you burn a medallion on it?
Bombos the chest.
I don't know. I
No
don't
rage from the
usually-
silvers. And yep, there's Ether.
I think
That
he
was
did
just to clear the room.
I think he did that to clear, yeah.
Pushing further down the west path of Ganon's tower. Definitely a good decision.
Is it faster to not bomb jump if you have Cane? Because I thought you had to go through the 2 transition rooms like twice.
Well, I know for me it's quicker to do Cade than a bomb jump because I can't do a bomb jump.
That is a kink in the plan, yeah. No, he didn't go to
Yeah.
rando room.
But
Oh,
he's going
no.
down the other half.
Okay, well, at
So we
least you
might
have tempered.
It that way?
Yeah, I
No,
agree.
mirroring back.
Oh. Wow.
Oh.
Is he out of keys? Oh no.
Yeah, he's
No
out of
keys. Oh no.
Oh, that's terrible. Maybe that's why he didn't dive deeper.
Uh-oh.
He might do tile room.
Yeah, that's all-
Tile
that's
room
all he-
hype?
That's all he can do. Oh no.
T2 Kemp says tile room has a burrito, so this is going to be all for naught.
Oh, poor Baker.
Oh man.
But hey, with that half magic, the cape strats are proving to be helpful in this room. So, note to
don't
future
need
runners,
half
this
magic.
will work.
You can
And you-
hold on to the wall, and the magic won't drain at all, which is what he's doing.
Oh, that's what he's doing. Okay, so tips for the newbies out there.
Yeah, I
Map
don't know
of
if you
Ganon's
discovered
Tower.
that.
Yes, you are here.
Wait, he has that door open? How does he have that door open?
Did he open it before?
I don't know.
He must have. Yeah, that works everywhere. The cape trick. Just hold onto a wall, and magic won't drain.
Learn something new every run. Odd everybody uses Samaria for that crystal switch. I always used bombs back in the day.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
use bombs too, but Samaria's faster. There
Yeah,
you go.
I
There's
just
the
never
Master
thought-
Sword.
Okay, thank God. He's found it.
Saving quick because he's already cleared the top half. That'll bring him onto the pyramid.
Well, not, because he does not
No.
have Aga dead.
Right.
He's
So
gonna have
he'll
to-
go to mountain, get a full health refill, use the flute to go to 4, and come up through the castle gates up the pyramid, and we'll be fighting Ganon soon.
go to 5 and go left.
Or that.
Yeah, going to 4 and going up only works if you've killed Aghanim. So you could go to 4, flute 4, go down, and take that warp as well, and go up. That's also fine.
No rage slashes on finding that Master Sword finally, though. Won't he be displeased when we tell him? Oh, the other sword, if you were able to go further, you would have found it there too.
Well, he locked himself, though, so...
Which, that is weird for Keysanity, actually going through and running out of Ganon Tower.
He didn't pick up the Helmasaur key on his
Mhm.
way up.
Ah, okay.
Nope, gotta spin. Alright, count to 12. 1.
Thanks. And thanks again, and I'm craving burritos now. 2, 3, 4, 5. Halfway, that's 6. Sid takes 12 or 24.
It takes 12 to get him out of phase 1, then another 12 to get him out of phase 2.
There's 7 of 12 for this phase. 8.
You can tell when he's in phase 2 when
9.
he starts spinning and spawning fires.
10, and out comes the cape. 11.
Alright, so he's in phase 2 now.
And 12, now he's fire bat mode. Here we go. Blue goo to refill the magic. As we get another 12 hits from that Master Sword.
I think he's already at 10. So he got 10 early there.
Yeah, cape definitely speeding things up here.
Alright, so he's in phase 3 now. Hope he has another pot, though.
Haven't seen him use one, I don't think, this whole game, so there's probably one sitting out there.
He did just use a blue, so I think he went to witches sometime during this.
I sure hope so.
Because what were the 3, the 3? Aaron, you only got 1 bottle, so what were the others? There was a fairy that a lot of people burned through already. He's got another blue, so that was what it was in his bottles. Does he have a third blue?
Gets the torch glitch, so he should have this.
Yeah, the worst is over.
Just gotta stick 4 arrows in his face.
And when you pull up the arrows, use that Y button to switch to the silvers.
That is an important step.
Yep, for those who haven't played the randomizer, you use the Y button to switch between shovel and flute, the red and blue boomerangs, as well as regular and silver arrows, though. Why would you ever switch out of silvers?
Not sure why he's doing silverless strats.
Yeah, that's...
Practice?
He might just be mistiming it. But no, he's going for it, huh?
He's specifically going for silverless.
Yeah, he does have silvers. The silvers are equipped right now.
He's not out of arrows either. Oh, okay, there he goes.
Some people prefer not to use silvers because they cause lag.
Yeah, but I can't. What?
Shovel!
What?
Probably trying to show his frustration at the Zora item this seed.
It counts the hit.
Yeah, that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to just show off that shovel at the end of it. Oh, God. This is what happens, ladies and gentlemen, when a speedrunner goes on full tilt.
Got it.
Get it on a spin!
Oh, Baker finishes with an SRL time of 2:45:38.
I don't see Baker here in Discord. If you would ask for the interview in SRL for him for me, that would be appreciated. GG Baker. Oh. Oh, the heartache. Oh, the heartache.
Yeah, GG, absolutely.
Alright, he'll be along in just a second for an interview.
And there it is, all 4 featured runners are complete. While we await our last interviewee, want to give a thank you to our 2 trackers who joined us. D2 Kemps, thank you for your awesome work. And who else did we have? They jumped out earlier when the people they were tracking left. Oh, Fant, yes. Thank you for tracking as who42baker. Welcome, GG, and I am so sorry.
Thank you very much. I thought I was doing so good too, and then I was entering
that
tower with a fighter's sword. It was just like, oh, maybe I'm not doing so good.
Basement? Who needs that basement anyway? I got a big key, I got a small key, I could just charge up the top, sure.
You were doing really good. The decision to leave the basement though wasn't the best. That was the one issue. I know you didn't have a lot of keys though. Because we did see you get key locked right before the rando room, and there is another sword at the rando room.
Oh, is there? I figured when I first got into Ganon's tower that I would go full right side just in case there was a sword, but I got door blocked, and I was like, forget this. There's probably one upstairs, but there wasn't.
Nope, there was absolute zilch upstairs. So what was with the shovel bit at the end there in the Ganon fight? I take it you didn't dig this seed at all.
I was trying to shovel dash.
You were trying. Oh, there was a setup for a shovel dash that never happened.
Yeah, but I kept miscounting, and then I couldn't get the timing for the.
But you beat
blue.
Ganon on a spin, which was all.
Yeah, so I couldn't figure it out. So I kept trying to get the last arrow and then get the shovel so I could just dash in, but I guess I didn't count right with my spin slashes in the beginning, and I couldn't figure out what equaled a silver arrow.
I think
all the damage equivalents.
I think it's 3 spins as a silver arrow.
Is that what it is?
I think 3. I think each spin does 8 damage to him, and the silver does 24.
So before we got started, me and us 2 and the 2 trackers made predictions or things we hoped to see in this seed. I wanted a master shovel, but I didn't get it. But the shovel did prove in to be a major help. Chloe, you wanted that double dip Ganon's tower. I guess Baker here gave it to you.
Yeah, I guess I get that. I mean, I feel for it though.
D2 Kemps, one of our trackers, was filling the Aghanim's Tower darkroom. Oh yeah, there was a fire rod there, and Fant did not get the Vanilla Swamp small key that has that nice 10% chance. By the way, as you were starting to go for the pendants, yeah, Master Sword Pull was just a map.
Oh, okay. I didn't want to pull the Master Sword because I figured that was way too much time to be getting all the pendants because I didn't collect any during getting the crystals. So I figured I didn't want to hammer Argus, so I got out of there. Figure I'll have a better chance in Ganon's Tower.
So do you know what else was there that we did find via help from chat, other runners, etc.? The book we have is a big mystery. The fourth bottle, I believe, is also a mystery at this point. The other two swords was one, obviously, in Ganon's Tower, as you talked about. The other was in the eastern area of Desert Palace.
Okay.
No idea on Mirror Shield either.
Yeah, if Ganon's Tower didn't have a sword, I was just going to go to Desert because I had left those two chests.
Okay, so you would have found one that way. Okay.
Yeah, that small key that you found in Swamp led to a sword.
That's what the key was.
Based on what other runners have said.
Okay, that makes sense.
Did you like that Pod Mitt leading fetch quest towards the flute?
Yeah, that was something else. I think Pod was like the last thing I could do, and I figured I'd do the dark room while I was there, and I found Mitts, and I was like, I'm gonna try the dark room as well, and got lost and found the flute someplace, I guess. I don't really even remember where.
Yeah, what happened there, just to recap, because after 2 hours, 40 minutes, it's easy to forget the stuff. Pod Mitts led to the lunchbox. That had the powder in it. That sent you to Thieves' Town with the big key, and the maiden had the flute.
That's right. I did feel fetch quest all the way.
And it was Colonel Mustard with the candlestick all along. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the seed was something else, I swear.
So anything else here before we wrap things up? Because I think we've pretty much said all that is needed to be said about this seed. I want to thank you, Chloe, for joining me on the commentary for one crazy night.
I think that the Super Mario 64 is going to take over our stream again.
Yeah, what happened there was apparently one of the admins missed a button and put the Mario 64 on the wrong channel for a split second before realizing what went wrong and got things fixed right as the first folks were entering Ganon's Tower. But we're all set here, and I guess I'll leave the last items, Chloe, to you for our sign-off.
Thanks again to all four of our runners. They did a great job tonight, and it was just an amazing seed to watch. Thanks again for everyone who came along, and I hope you guys have a great night.